Bumps and Beers presents a Bros, Bumps and Beers bonus episode.
How hard was it for you not to say we're super back? Like, I could see your brain being like, we're super here. It's a special episode.
Yeah, so it's our first bonus episode.
It's a bonus.
So it's going to be gracing your ears Monday evening-ish. If Jordan can get it out that time, I think he can.
I got it.
So we didn't want to do a whole show on WrestleMania week review, so we said we'd throw it out there, give you a little snippet of what we thought. So
I'm hella tired.
Yeah, it was a long 4 days of watching wrestling.
Well, at least it was better than the whole one night thing.
Yeah, I mean, if it was one night, we wouldn't be able to record right after. So
no, because it'd be full of pizza and beer.
Yeah, let's split it up. Let's start with NXT Stand and Deliver, which was 2 nights.
The main event of the week, baby.
All right, so we'll
but
look
your
at
queen wasn't on it.
So, all in all,
we'll talk about her later.
Let's talk the first night. First night was Pete Dunne against Kushida. Then it was the Eliminator match, the Gauntlet match, to go on the next night and face Johnny Gargano. Fuck him, he sucks.
The way.
Then it was Walter against Tommaso Ciampa. Snooze. And we had MSK, grizzled young veterans, and oh boy, Legado del Fantasma. Wow, that's a great name. I don't know what it means.
Watch the show once.
And then Raquel Gonzalez and Io Shirai. So, Matt, first night of Stand and Deliver what was your go-to match? What did you really enjoy?
Honestly, I love that Gauntlet Eliminator.
Did you?
I really liked it. I really like Bronson Reed. I'm loving the Bam Bam Bigelow vibes he gives off. That's but also, like, they put him over as this like powerhouse, and he's going to the top rope and he's delivering splashes. And I also like the insertion of LA Knight in there. I like LA Knight.
Oh, you do? I was gonna say I'm over it already.
He is the wettest bread.
It is.
What?
I will say,
he's boring as fuck.
LA Knight, when he was in Impact, I was like, oh man,
lie.
He was great. And then I'm like, but then he got here. I'm like, wow, he was really just an average sized fish in a small pond.
Yeah, he's not. He's nothing special. No, he's not.
Is he a
No, he's
pro?
not. He's a guy who thinks he can talk.
Yeah, and they're kind of just like, okay, I think we'll let you try. And now it's like, okay, you're kind of not great at this.
Whatever.
Jordan, how about you? What did you enjoy?
Do you have to ask?
That's
the very first chop. I
the
jumped
one where
out
he
of
broke the table with his hand.
No, the one where Ciampa came out of the corner and Walter met him from the other corner and took his soul. I jumped out of my chair and it was the most I've popped all weekend. So all week.
I'll say.
Hurry.
I don't want to make this too long. But
it's been a busy week.
Look, I'm just gonna say, Walter matches are all the same. They are.
The literally one like you're just doing that to get a rise out of me, and I won't let you do it. No, because Walter won the Bros, Bumps and Beers match of the year last year.
Or did Ilya Dragunov win that?
They both did. They worked together. It's a choreographed show.
What?
James,
is it still real to you, damn it?
James, I'm so sorry.
What just happened?
I thought the whole first night was pretty good. I love the technical wrestling of Dunne and Kushida. I thought the 6-man elimination match was cool, minus LA Knight.
Slander.
I really don't like him. Walter, I thought the match with Ciampa was pretty good. And then the main event, I really enjoyed as well. I thought like the whole night was just good, solid wrestling, and I don't have any complaints. It was all the matches were what I hoped they would be. I thought the right people won the whole time.
I think they're gonna go for the Io Shirai surprise appearance.
Goodbye tour. Oh,
surprise appearance on the Raw after Mania. And it's going to fall flat. I just don't think it translates.
Did Gonzalez and Shirai get cut, you think? Were they short for time and they got cut a little bit?
No, I don't think so. I don't think you want to...
They went 12 minutes.
I don't think you want Raquel Gonzalez out there for that long. I don't think she's ready for a long match like that. She's that powerhouse.
Well,
I love her finish, like the one-handed, like single-arm kind of powerbomb thing. I think that's like a sweet...
Now, we have not yet asked James what he thought of the NXT Stand Deliver because...
He didn't watch it, probably.
Yeah, you can take a pass on me on this one. There's far too much wrestling.
James got the network the first night of WrestleMania. We respect the shit out of that.
Well, I'm here for that.
Might as well move on to night 2, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so before we even... Okay. Was night 2 better than night 1?
I think so. I think there was 3 really good matches on night 2. I think night 1 was kind of built around Raquel Gonzalez winning and Walter chopping a guy 17 times. I think that's all it was built around.
That's how I know you didn't watch the match, because he didn't do that.
No, I couldn't see because when you yawn, your eyes close so much.
Oh.
So you can't really see the TV. If you're yawning for
I did not yawn
I mean, how long was that?
during the ladder match or the main event of night 2.
Matt, thank you for keeping us on track. Not letting your brother be a little poopy pants.
I think the ladder match was the best match of the 2 nights.
I just know we're going to go real long on something coming up.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So-
I thought the ladder match was good. I didn't think it was like revolutionary. Like you fucking lost your shit over it, Pat, but I didn't really.
You know what? I didn't realize Escobar. I didn't realize how much charisma that guy had.
Oh yeah, he has that. If he lost, I would have not understood it at all.
No,
he needs to be the cruiserweight
Jordan,
champ for a
you
long
want to
time.
talk about wet bread? Jordan Devlin.
He doesn't do much for the Jordans of the world.
Jordan Devlin is the most generic European wrestler I've ever seen. Does he have shoulders, by the way? I don't.
He has no shoulders.
He literally, he's just like.
Yeah. By the way, Danny Burch says hi, but yeah, like holy shit.
But Daddy Birch,
And all-time quote of the weekend, Pat Gagne, Shotzi Blackheart knows where the bodies are buried, because none of us, I still don't get it.
She comes out and they give her pyro, they give her a tank, they give her new attire every match. I just don't get it. I don't get
My
it.
favorite thing is it Beth Phoenix?
Yeah.
Whatever the hell her name is. She's like, her emotional connection to the tank, and I'm instantly like, just like,
So
emotional connection.
did you say the tank? Like the thing she rides down to the ring in?
Yeah, she said she has an emotional connection to the tank, and I just face palmed right away, because like, what?
God, I think I would have to take a piss at that time because that was just my bathroom
You have an
match.
emotional connection to a tank?
I don't get the Shotzi Blackheart thing. It scares me that I think she's going to get moved up to the main roster, and Vince is going to be like, oh my God, she has a tank. And he's going to push her to the moon, and she's going to be women's champion within the first month she's down there.
It's going to be a tank that pukes for Vince. It's going to be a tank that shoots vomit.
or it farts or something.
Farts, yeah, because he's a child.
Hilarious.
Johnny
I'll take that
Gargano.
first.
I'm with that.
Johnny Gargano is incredibly entertaining.
Okay,
And
I
I know
disagree.
Pat hates this, but Johnny Gargano has done a great job of making me care about the way.
I
And
was
Indy
just gonna say-
Hartwell and
You know
all
who's
of them.
not going to care about the way? Everybody in about a year.
Okay, but how's that different than most?
Like,
He's
everybody
gonna.
else.
I've never been. Johnny Gargano is a great match machine, but there's nothing else there. There's just not.
The way he's been pretty damn entertaining.
He is Daniel Bryan, but not cool.
He single-handedly made his visions made Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell, and Austin Theory actually like have charisma and personas.
Yeah.
Austin Theory, for a guy who looks like $1 million, has about as much charisma as my table.
But he's been very funny as like the dumb guy.
I think he's just being himself.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with being a dumb guy.
All right, main event, NXT
Dumb.
Championship. In my opinion, best match of both nights. I loved it.
I think it was my third favorite match of that night.
Third?
Yeah.
Of that night?
Yeah.
What do you put the ladder match and what?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, 3.
The ladder
Of the-
match and
of
what
that
else?
I
night.
say O'Reilly and Cole was number 1, and then the ladder match, and then Karrion Kross.
Oh.
Oh, wait, where that match didn't come up on my list?
Okay, so you think O'Reilly and Cole was the best
Yeah,
match?
I think from a storytelling standpoint,
Oh.
from
I
a
get ready
destruction
to
standpoint,
roast
the
you.
story they told with the chain, me and you've talked about that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought O'Reilly Cole was the second best, but I just like the story that they told with Finn and Cross. I thought
Jordan,
it was awesome.
You said yourself, good matches make you feel something. I felt more from Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole than
That's
I did.
fair. I was
Karrion
more
Kross.
invested. Yeah, I mean, I personally am
Adam
big
Dunn.
fans of
Striking out.
Adam Dunn.
Hit
Oh,
digger.
there's a reference.
Yeah, but no, you're right. Like if we're talking about like I don't know, Kyle O'Reilly doesn't like. I think that match was a lot of Adam Cole putting Kyle O'Reilly in the right places at the right times.
Does
Going off topic real quick, James, I was playing the show 2013.
Wow,
my
this
kid.
is way off topic.
I forgot Ichiro played for the Yankees.
Yeah,
what
that was the
fuck
worst
are
year of
we-
Yankee
What
baseball.
the hell
what
are
the
we
fuck
doing?
is this?
I thought of Adam Dunn and then I thought of
hey,
Ichiro.
guys, this is Matt. Let's keep it tight. Only half
Pat,
an hour.
how's your back?
Yeah, like-
yeah, because we're carrying this. James hasn't said a fucking word, and Matt.
He just said he didn't watch it.
James has been like.
I can at least own that I didn't watch this. I got far too many things during the
I
week to
watched
watch.
it.
But anyways,
I just
the finish
thought
was,
Ichiro
the finish
played
was
for the Yankees.
unreal. The
So-
chain spots were sick.
but
Yeah.
Fuck me, right?
does Adam Cole show up on Raw?
No. Why?
Yeah, they're gonna feed him.
Because that was a
Roman.
pretty
No, because
distinct
he
loss.
went off in a wheelchair or in a ambulance. Like he's not.
A medical vehicle to
Okay.
a medical facility.
medical transport.
He's not. He's
Got it
not
right.
main roster.
He's not, but I think you gotta eventually gotta try, don't you?
No, I hope not. I really hope not.
Like Finn went up, they tried, worked okay.
Finn should have been fine. It's just he got hurt and it killed his push and they couldn't get him going again.
Wow.
I mean,
They didn't really try to get him going again.
No,
Yeah.
they didn't.
I think they just he won the title, he got hurt, and Vince like, see what happens? What do you mean?
Yeah.
He got buckle bombed.
Adam Cole is a Gargano type guy where he just belongs in NXT. No, I'm saying just leave him where he's good. Okay, you're
No, the limited amount of NXT that I have seen, Adam Cole is a main roster guy.
I agree.
where?
I think Adam Cole will find his spot.
I think
Where?
he's
Tell me where.
SmackDown.
Is he winning the Intercontinental Championship
Yes.
from Big E, Apollo Crews, or random dude who showed up tonight and ruined their pushes? Or is he winning the U.S. Championship from...
Sheamus.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. He's beating Sheamus. Yeah, he's beating Sheamus, definitely. Or maybe he's a tag team champ.
You know what? You thought Bad Bunny was terrible, so I don't even
or
wanna get
maybe
to this.
we're getting there. Or maybe
Yeah.
he just comes out and
And
cuts a promo, and
Puts on
Vince is
45
like,
pounds.
"Damn, that's
So-
good shit."
Yeah, so
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
so
Vince does that all the time.
let me
Yeah.
play a little voice of reason here because I know you guys like your NXT. I haven't taken the time to admittedly invest in it, but what I have seen is Adam Cole can cut a promo. And
time.
the big difference between main roster guys and NXT guys is, can you cut a promo? Adam Cole can do it.
He can do that, and he plays one of the best chicken shit heels you can find. I think that translates well to you can find him a spot,
Hey,
and he can be entertaining.
You know who he reminds me of?
Who's that?
A guy by the name of Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
That guy wasn't a big deal though.
No, and he was small, and he
Yeah, he was real small.
Oversized,
You're
no
right.
good.
Adam Cole equals Shawn Michaels.
No, I said he reminds me. I didn't say he is Shawn
Yeah.
Michaels.
Why you get the words in our mouth?
No, I'll happily bet that Adam Cole never wins a title on the main roster.
Oh, he wins Intercontinental easy.
Yeah, that's
Nope.
he's got an Intercontinental run all.
Yeah, he's gonna.
You're just looking at current Intercontinental.
So you think
champions.
Sami Zayn shouldn't have won the Intercontinental title?
They're not the same size at all. Sammy's bigger than Cole.
Both, I would say Adam
Flabbier
Cole.
than Cole, yeah.
I would say Adam Cole looks more like a wrestler than Sami Zayn does.
100%.
Nope. Adam Cole's the same
Oh,
size.
okay, guys. Jordan said no, so we're just.
Well,
that's
no,
it.
it's like it's just not gonna
It's been all
happen.
weekend with this shit. He just says
Okay,
stuff.
let's go.
He just says
let's
shit.
go on to the next
just
one.
says shit.
I
It's not
can't
gonna
wait.
happen.
Okay, well, let's just get
Like
to this.
you guys all know I love Adam Cole, but you keep telling me he's a main roster guy, and he's just not. Like he is going to be with Gargano. He's just going to be really good in NXT, and that's frankly the only place I want him anyways, because he's going to.
I've always wondered, when is Adam Cole going to make the jump? Like that's
He's
where
just going
I
to get
say-
buried on the main roster. He's just going to get buried on the main roster. You know what? If you want guys to go die on the main roster, sure.
I think Adam
Which is
Cole.
just what WWE does. I don't know.
Adam Cole is too talented and too good at modern day wrestling to get buried on the main roster.
He has crowds in the palm of his hand all the time.
Yeah.
And they're back now.
Yeah. I mean, crowds being over is what matters. That's why the Hurt Business is still together for sure. Oh, fuck, that's right. It doesn't matter.
How do you know the Hurt Business was over with the crowd if there was no crowd?
The reaction from you guys and the feedback online. You guys literally complained about it.
Okay, your argument is flawed.
Didn't you, James? Didn't you have a take on the whole Hurt business?
We'll go over that.
Oh, so James didn't want
It'll
to
wait
break
till
up
wrestling.
either.
Okay,
I agree.
So,
Yeah, thanks, James.
So night one was highlighted by the fact that we were able to see Tamina wrestle once, and then we got her the next night, which is my big highlight, I think. I'm just kidding. That's fucking horrible.
Fart noise.
So night one was, I could not believe that they started off with Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre.
I could because
Well, apparently they fought for it. Like that's
Drew,
what I heard. is-
Drew McIntyre said
which is great.
he had the last big moment with fans. He wanted
Yeah.
to have the first big moment when fans came.
Oh, sure, and I think they did a really
And
good
then
job.
he lost.
But I don't know if that would have been. I don't know if that would have been my first pick.
Who do you have put it
I
out
think
there?
you just want a banger of a first technical match. I think you.
So do you throw Cesaro and
yeah,
Rollins
that's
out
what I
there?
was thinking was going to come out first. Just to hear that burn it down from the whole crowd to start.
That's fair.
Like, I'm not trashing the match. I think Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre was one of the best matches of night one.
I think it's
second at least, because the first one's Bad Bunny.
top 5. It's top 5 of the weekend. Easy.
Okay, yeah.
Can't wait to cover that.
Tamina
Can't
and
wait. We gotta
Natalya
save
won a
that.
match, which is a waste. Cesaro and Seth Rollins,
Great match.
Excellent match.
just showing every piece of technical skill that you
Just
can.
it's just what happens when you have two like really good pros who've worked to be their really good showcase on a big stage. Yeah, that's great.
So like they practice their whole lives to not hurt each other and choreograph moves.
Their whole lives, yeah, they've worked a long time.
It has to be a long time.
Yeah, I mean you have to put in the work and earn.
I just hope Cesaro can get a push at
That opinion is so bad. It's so funny. Sorry,
Matt.
I really want to hear James's Hurt Business, and I feel like we skipped over the Bobby Lashley stuff.
No, it comes up.
Matt.
It comes up.
Oh, it comes up later.
You hope Cesaro gets
New
a
Day
push
AJ.
from this?
Yeah.
we'll be together on this one. You need to fucking wake up.
Cesaro is one of the 5 best wrestlers in WWE.
Okay, are we gonna jump down Matt's throat for his take? Because that's just as preposterous.
James said it. What'd you say?
He's one of the best wrestlers on the mid card.
There is not one speck of top card charisma in that man.
He's an Intercontinental champ. That's it.
You could maybe turn him into a heel and he could wrestle the top guy for one pay-per-view.
But then he needs someone to speak for him.
Yeah.
That's his
He's
biggest flaw.
Shinsuke Nakamura as a heel, but he can
or
actually
Shinsuke.
speak English.
Shinsuke.
I don't know what the fuck his name is.
Can you guys at least give me Big E?
Oh, Big E? Yeah, I think
Okay,
so.
thank you.
We'll get to that. Jordan hates it too.
Can I just? But I mean, Cesaro works out with John Cena.
Does he
We
still?
know.
John's
We know.
busy.
It's okay.
Like,
It's okay. We know.
I mean, they probably share workouts.
yeah,
The first thing.
Check out my
well,
PR, bro.
The next match, the New Day was successful for about half the match to do what, Matt?
Success.
That was your shot. That was your shot.
you blew it
I
so
blew it.
bad.
Too successful.
Effectively
Yeah,
cut the ring in half.
yeah, which they did.
Amazing line.
That was great storytelling in wrestling. They kept almost out of the match for pretty much the whole match. Almost.
Almost.
James didn't like it. James, tell me what you felt.
I don't know why you break the Hurt Business up for that match. I think you could have taken the belt off Hurt Business in that match.
And then brought in Almost.
AJ, you could have built the storyline around AJ Almost versus Hurt Business and have them beat Hurt Business.
Old
needed
school
the-
wrestling
You
fan.
need the baby faces.
Is it two?
I don't care.
Is it two heel groups? Is that why that doesn't work?
I don't know if I don't know if Hurt Business was your heel group. Really, I think they were your new age heel group where fans actually liked them. And the fact I'm more up. This is more of a big picture thinking of. I don't like that they broke up the Hurt Business.
They shouldn't have.
I mean,
It was really premature. It was like they were just getting rolling.
well, and just to not do it at a main event, right? Like that's the biggest thing. Like save that for WrestleMania. You want to break them up. That's fine.
Yeah.
But use WrestleMania to break them up. I feel like you could have.
and Sheldon Benjamin got the worst of that, didn't he?
Why do you
How so?
Okay, so I don't. As you guys know, I don't watch it super close. Apollo Crews was in it, right?
No.
Who was the other
Cedric
guy?
Dallas.
Oh shit! So they both got it bad. Where were they? They weren't even on the WrestleMania
They
at
got
all.
buried.
They got buried.
Woof.
Yeah.
So I think
That's my biggest
I
problem
thought
with
Apollo
this.
Crews was messing around. Okay, but probably messed that up. But anyways,
No,
whatever.
he was feuding with them. And
They,
then
they weren't even in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
yes, they were.
Were they?
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
And
So
they eliminated 2 guys, and then the whole ring turned on them.
that's wild to me. That might be the most wild turn of events. Like they were over. That was an over faction in wrestling in WWE in 2021. That doesn't happen.
So you're saying they were over, and they still didn't get their push despite being talented?
I don't know what you
No,
get.
Adam Cole's gonna crush it for sure on the main roster.
This has nothing.
This
This was
is
more of
apples and
Vince
oranges.
decided that he wanted them to break up.
Yeah.
And that was it.
If you come up with charisma and Vince looks at you and he sees dollar signs, which I think he sees with, because he's going to see some part of Shawn Michaels.
Don't you think Adam Cole would have been up already if that's what Vince said?
I think Triple H is protecting him.
Yeah, I think there's guys Triple H like you can't have. He's mine. And Vince doesn't watch, so he's
Fuck,
like,
I hope he stays there then. I hope Triple H protects him till the end of time.
like Gargano would never work in the main roster.
I think Gargano and Ciampa have asked to stay down.
I think Ciampa.
If that's the case, they're very smart guys.
Oh, there.
I wouldn't be surprised if Cole has to stay down too.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't even
either.
blink. No.
Next match,
Finn looks happy as a clam down there.
Shane McMahon did his customary falling off something high.
Braun Strowman ripped a cage off. He ripped the cage. I don't care if it's gimmick. That was cool.
It was cool.
that was the coolest part. I even like Shane being tossed off the top of the cage was cool, right? But it was expected. The whole ripping Shane through the cage, that was cool.
And Braun didn't have a nipple ring in.
The match was fine and the spots were good, but the whole lead, like him calling Braun dumb, that's how we got there.
Who cares?
You beat up the bully. Right?
Yeah,
They're just
yeah.
building
How
off
is
of that
the
narrative.
smaller guy the bully?
Because he's smarter than the bully, right? That's how bullying has shifted. Is if you're smarter.
It was like you all the way. You were such a bully through grade school.
No.
You were the smaller guy.
Nah,
big
that
time
was a
bully.
huge nerd.
Oh,
Okay, well,
Just a little bitch.
big nerd.
Just
Yeah,
a little bitch.
I believe that. He probably got bullied so hard.
and the next match, the best match of the week. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest against John Morrison and The Miz. Matt, how did you feel Bad Bunny did?
You're gonna go around and
No, Jordan made it very clear before we recorded he didn't want to talk about it. So us three,
Oh.
we will effectively
What are you
cut the
talking
table
about?
in 4/3 or three-fourths.
I love that match. I thought it fit perfectly. I'm glad it was on the card. It was the
yeah?
highlight of the weekend. Yeah.
Is that what you say?
Yeah, that's exactly what I think. It was great.
that's
just to sewer the podcast.
So hang on, would you
awesome.
you would bring Bad Bunny back next on Monday?
I hope he's the main event champion because he has
Okay,
charisma
okay.
and he's a fairly sized
none of us
individual.
said that.
we should expose the receipts right now.
No, I
Put them
think
on
he's a
Instagram.
main event champion. I think he's
Okay.
a fair sized
Bad
person.
Bunny came out.
He's about the same size as Adam
And
Cole,
did-
and he has some charisma.
Bad Bunny came out and did what I think is becoming the norm and what is expected of main event, or not main event, but what am I trying to say here? Celebrity talent.
Right.
If you come in and you are a botch machine and you can't hang, you're a joke. Bad Bunny not only came in and hung and sold and did a good job, he delivered a Canadian destroyer on the outside to John Morrison. Yes, and John Morrison has a lot to do with that, but John Morrison is not doing that move.
You gotta not fuck it up.
He's not doing that move. He's like, Bad Bunny can't do this 8 out of 10 times.
There's a lot that could go wrong with that move.
100%.
When you think about it in just terms of wrestling.
And John Morrison, who is a consummate pro, decided that was a good spot to do, and he felt comfortable doing it because Bad Bunny was ready to do it.
Yeah, no, I'm with Matt 100%. Like, I mean, the fact that he was doing the little things that you just notice in wrestling, if you're a wrestling fan, you guys mock me for holding on to the tag rope. I mean, that's
was-
something that celebrities miss. I mean,
Yeah.
and non-wrestling
That's-
people don't notice, but wrestling fans notice that stuff and appreciate that, right? The fact that he was selling and even overselling being hurt, that means a lot because that's a part of the whole fabrication of what is wrestling entertaining.
Now, that being said, was the match formulaic? Yes, but I think it had to be.
Yeah, because
And I
the
think-
guy isn't a full-time worker.
So was it rehearsed and did Miz and Morrison carry the match? Absolutely, but it was still entertaining as shit, and I would still watch it again. And Jordan, before your head absolutely blows off your shoulders, please give us your actual take on the match.
It was wonderful. I hope Bad Bunny, considering his size and his overall charisma, gets the push to the top of the charts because I
All
think
right, then
that's
move on. If
Yeah.
Jordan's gonna be a pissy cat,
it's a fucking joke.
For
The whole match was a joke. It was
There
a
we go.
joke top to bottom. Like you bring in this celebrity who, okay, I'll fully admit, I don't know who the fuck he is, and I don't really care who Bad Bunny is. I don't care how big he is in the Latin community. And I just want to watch. I like NXT. I like AEW. I like what I consider to be like high quality or hard hitting technical wrestling, and that is fluffy bullshit. And that's all. And then that wasn't even a bunny pun. But I respect myself. Credit to me for inserting.
We'll end on this note because I don't want to take up too much time on it. Did you enjoy the Shaq match on AEW?
The Shaq match on AEW.
don't act like you didn't watch it.
Did I enjoy the Shaq match on AEW? Yes,
You did like it?
I did.
Okay, we'll move on.
Do you want? No, don't you want to know why? You think it's
No,
the
I don't
same
need-
thing?
I was just asking a general question.
So you think those two people are the exact same thing?
Yeah. Anyways,
Shaq with his like longer history in wrestling.
You're talking celebrities.
Yeah.
Celebrity
We'll
matches.
move on.
Shaq's an athlete. Bad Bunny's a celebrity. Shaq is a proven
Well, he's
all-time
a
greatest
musician.
basketball
But we'll
player.
move on. I don't
Oh
wanna
no,
take
you're
too
right. Shaq is a musician first and foremost.
And an actor.
And one of the best video
Hey,
games
I
of all
heard
time.
Kazam won an Academy Award.
That's a lie. Last match of that night, we had
I
Bianca
really gotta
Belair.
research these Academy Awards.
No.
Bianca Belair
Throw
and
them out
Sasha Banks had the historic match. First time two women headline, right?
Yeah.
No.
No, 2 African American
Oh,
women.
two African American women. That's what it was. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Bianca Belair pretty much gave away the whole match at the start by crying.
Yeah.
I mean, she knew.
No,
she was
it
like,
was
the
noticed.
emotion came over
It
her.
was noticed by Marissa right away. She's like, "Why is she crying?" And I was like, "Oh, she's winning."
Yeah. Which, hey, sometimes the moment's too much.
Yeah, you get a little fired up.
And you know what? That match was great.
I was impressed by Bella's strength.
Crazy.
Like the fact that she was just shoulder lifting
And
Sasha. Like,
standing shooting star press.
yeah, like it
Not
was,
too many women doing that.
I was very impressed by this match.
Bianca's a fucking wagon.
Yeah, there's a lot
She
of
is.
But that's the thing, she doesn't look like a wagon.
No.
Like that's the thing. Like that was the most shocking part. Like as soon as she picked up Sasha Banks, I was like, whoa.
She's one of those like hyper athletes who's lean but also hilariously strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she's like there's like big strong and then there's that strong and that's just a whole other.
And James brought it up later on. He said, "Did you guys realize that Sasha Banks is 0-6 at WrestleMania? If you wouldn't have brought it up,
No.
I wouldn't have known,
I
and
couldn't
I
even
wouldn't have
told you.
cared. I wouldn't
Yeah.
have cared.
I'm
like-
shocked that you
Like Triple H has a horrible WrestleMania
He's
record.
6-11.
Yeah.
Horrible.
That's
Right,
not
but
that bad.
that wasn't my point of bringing up the record. My point was, I feel like Sasha deserves a moment, and she
Yeah.
keeps getting passed over. And the point that I said earlier in the day was, she's lost to Charlotte 3 times.
Yeah.
Throw a dog a bone every once in a while,
I
right?
think that's coming. I think she's done good enough work. I think someone they'll give her that. I think it'll be worked into a story arc too. Like can't get it done on the
But
big
anytime you
stage.
think that's coming, it's all of a sudden Lacey Evans wins at WrestleMania. All of a sudden, and Belair deserved it. She's a great
She's pregnant
athlete.
with her first
I
baby,
don't
though, so-
hate this outcome, but the fact that Belair's only been around for a cup of coffee on the main roster, and all of a sudden.
Let's go.
Sasha, but Sasha gets passed over again. That's my point. I think what Sasha's done for the women's division is she's been outstanding.
yeah, she's
She's
put
been a
over a lot of talent.
workhorse for the division, and she hasn't had her moment yet. And I kind of feel bad for her. That's where it was coming from.
Yeah. So tonight.
Tonight was significantly not as
Tonight was a
good.
bit of a snooze.
I had really high hopes for this card. I actually thought this
Yeah.
would be the best night of the week, and it did not happen. that
Randy
way.
and the Fiend came out first, and I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't understand.
I'm interested to see where
I
they
am
go
too,
with
but
it.
I didn't know.
But this was a very weird.
You know what? As I think about it more, you know what kind of worries me? They're not done. This has been going on a long ass time.
But I think they have to be done with Randy. This has to be Alexa and Bray now,
I guess
right?
he got the win. So yeah, Alexa and Bray now, but
Because Orton got out of the ring real quick.
And if it's
Yeah.
going to be those two, I think it's way too soon. I think it's way too soon to have like the Bray, because this is almost Bray versus Bray in a weird way, in like an odd
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
I think this has to be the end of the Fiend, and or at least in my head, that's what it is. And I kind of find it weird that they're going to this now, because I can't think of a way where like this doesn't end with Alexa not being part of the Bray storyline, or her like controlling Bray. I don't know.
that's what I was just gonna say.
But I don't
Or
like that.
Are we going to Alexa's the puppet master?
Maybe. I mean, but that doesn't happen without
Kind
Bray's
of got
go ahead.
Sister
Right?
Abigail vibes from her popping up. I mean,
I pride myself in kind of knowing where stories are going to go. I have no fucking idea. I have no idea.
Do we have to talk about the next one?
What was the next one?
Nia Jax and Shayna beating Natalya and Tamina?
No, I had to see Nia
Jax
and
twice.
Tamina.
Yeah.
No. So after that, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. You think this would have been like a huge, big, important match, but Logan Paul was inserted?
This match could have been, with the right build, either the first match on the card or the main event.
Yeah.
I think those two guys, if you just, depending on where you could go, okay, Kevin and Sammy, where do we need it? Main event to night one? All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
And it would work.
Yeah.
Like, you just you tell those guys, where do you need to end up and how do you get there? And they'll go, gotcha. And they'll ratchet it up to where they need it to be.
yeah, I was disappointed. I mean, having seen those two work together in the past, I was kind of disappointed by the match. I mean, it didn't have the pace that they normally have.
No.
I think we've seen the history of those two, like in ROH and everywhere else, and we're just waiting for that one banger of the match at WrestleMania. I think that was it. I think that's what we're getting.
But they've had more violent matches in the past, and that's where you expect that feud to go, is to just be violent and rough, and it just
We've
wasn't.
called-
I don't think that fits Sammy's current persona, though.
Yeah. We've called Kevin Owens kind of the more athletic McFoley in the past. Is he kind of following that same trajectory where hasn't had like that WrestleMania moment yet?
I think when we look back at Kevin Owens' career, and he'll probably say it himself, last year when they were supposed to be in Raymond James Stadium,
Yeah.
I think that would have been his WrestleMania. He was going to jump off the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had set that up. He was
Yeah.
ready to go. So I think it'll take a little long. I don't think they're done by any means, but I think that that's the Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens match that we're
I
going to see.
think the Kevin Owens moment will be a thank you moment. Kevin Owens will get the he'll do a lot of years of mid card and some high card service, and then he'll get the swan song.
Yeah, he always
thank you.
seems like the type of guy that he gets a build, and then right at the last second they decide that they're going to go in a different direction.
And that's because of his look.
He's
not
a stopgap.
marketable. He's not marketable.
No, he's not. Not really. He's a
I
main
love
fan
him.
stream, but he's not.
We like him. Wrestling fans like him.
Also,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
Canadians, so we love him.
Yeah, we're big homers. When it
But
comes
you
to
mean
that.
if you look at like Roman, like the guys WWE typically wants as their main cats?
But we talk about like. So,
What are you gonna do?
So you
What are
talk
you
about
gonna
like Adam Cole not being a main card kind of guy. I see Kevin Owens going to NXT and running show.
He did.
I think
when he
he's
was there.
bigger than that now. I don't think he's like.
Oh,
I think
for sure. but
Kevin's way bigger.
There's no going back.
But
for
if
him
you
now.
want like I look at what Finn did, where I'm gonna go down to NXT and I'm gonna put in work and become one of the guys there. I could see Kevin Owens doing that. Just
again.
because he wants that for his career.
I don't hate that idea. I'd love to see Kevin Owens in NXT. I thought he was great this year in his like.
That being said, Finn wasn't on TV every week. Kevin Owens is literally on TV.
Yeah,
every
they're
week.
using Kevin a lot. Anyways,
Because he can do everything.
Sheamus and Riddle, we touched on it. It was a good match.
good match.
It was
The
surprising.
ending was
Sheamus
unreal.
kicked him right in the
I was
fucking
surprised.
nose.
That
That blood.
Sheamus won.
It's funny how accidental blood. Like if I was a superstar, I'd be like trying to be accidentally bloody all the time. I'd be like, oh no, accident, because the visuals are awesome. Like,
Yeah.
Riddle's sitting there getting furious and like, no, it's like the strain, the distress on his face after losing was awesome.
One of the greatest WrestleMania moments of all time is Stone Cold gushing blood in the sharpshooter. Like, yeah,
You're not
he
saying
bladed
it's
on
bad,
that,
but
he
it
bladed
was-
on that, but he hit a gusher.
Yeah,
So you hit a gusher, and all of a sudden you got this like ridiculous crimson mask,
yeah.
and it's a hell of a visual.
Yeah.
Because I think he wanted to bleed, but I don't think he wanted to bleed that much. Yeah, man.
But the Riddle visual was like, it was totally accidental. But it's like you look at it and like the way
it
he
showed
was
like the
like,
brutality.
no, like Riddle was so upset. It was cool. Like that's I think what you look for. I think it came out of nowhere. It was sweet.
And then Apollo Crews and Big E had their Intercontinental title match. I was really disappointed because I thought a Nigerian drum match would be like guys playing.
I thought it was gonna
Nigerian
be like maybe
drums, like-
wrestling with the
Yeah.
speed of the music.
I
Fucking
for some reason
dope.
I pictured Black Panther like that
The
fight they
waterfall.
have. Yeah,
The waterfall scene.
that's what I pictured.
Oh, James.
No, 100%. That's what I
WWE blew
pictured.
it again. What else is new?
And it was just
They
turned
blew
into
it.
like there's drums around the ring and there's kendo sticks and they're just beating the shit out of each other with it. It made no sense.
And then
Yeah,
some
I-
guy showed up.
I don't want to get to the politics of it too much, but that match borderline offensive to probably what those two wrestlers wanted in the end. I mean, you got a gong and a kendo stick. I mean,
What does that have to do with?
That's Nigerian, right?
yeah. I mean,
Not even the same continent.
No, I know. It's hilarious. And oh, by the way, you know what the Nigerian drums are? There's green painted drums.
Yeah, it was just bad. And then Jordan. I'd come around on your take that it was ruined by that entrance of the big fella.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Kato.
Kato.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. I can't believe
Kato.
where did I pull that
it doesn't
from?
make any sense because he
It's a
wasn't built anywhere. It's not even like he was in NXT
I
getting
feel like
built.
WrestleMania.
He was on
Terrible.
Underground, Raw Underground.
WrestleMania.
You know what?
Who
I'm
cares?
so happy to hear that again.
WrestleMania is not a place to like debut a henchman
No.
because that's what he's going to be.
Especially a henchman who's had no bill. And, like, it's okay when you do it and the guy has, like, a history, right? If
Yeah.
you're going to debut someone at Raw or WrestleMania and, you know, he's a guy that's
You just
been
said
with
it.
the company before, yeah, you do it at Raw, right? Like, that's where he
Yeah,
comes
like
in.
you have like a fuck finish in that match, then they have the match again on Raw, and that guy comes out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think they were expecting more of a reaction when he came out, but everyone was like,
Who is he?
"Who fuck is this?"
Is Biggie? Biggie's not going to be more than an Intercontinental Champion, is he?
I think he might be.
I think he is. The hype passed.
It's what happens
It
after.
killed him. The hype killed Biggie.
It's after this Apollo Crews feud where he goes next. That's where you'll know.
He needs to continue to distance himself from New Day, right? New Day is.
I don't think he can though.
I don't.
that's
Why
the
would
thing,
you
can
want
do
to?
it,
Yeah, you have to turn yourself heel almost. Like,
Well, that's it, right? Like, because New Day is hokey and gimmicky, right? Like, you can't have a serious champion while throwing pancakes at the crowd,
Right.
unfortunately.
Says you.
you shut your mouth.
I mean, it's a great idea.
I think we have two things that Biggie needs. Biggie either needs to win Money in the Bank.
bigger chest.
No, definitely not need that.
No, he intimidates me through the TV.
Money in the Bank, he needs to win that.
Yeah.
I think that would be a great platform for him. Or he needs to turn heel.
Yeah.
And I don't see him
Or-
turning heel.
Could win a Rumble.
Both.
He's a believable Rumble winner.
He's a believable
Yeah,
Rumble.
but then fans will get up for that.
We're a ways away from a Rumble.
I know.
And then after we have
This
Rhea,
is a big year for Biggie.
we got Rhea Ripley and Asuka women's championship match. We'll just gloss over that. We'll just skip it. Actually, it's kind of a waste of time.
Not as good as the Bianca match. I was happy to see Rhea win.
Not
but I
as
will.
good as the Bianca match. It was miles.
Miles.
It was absolutely two women who had never worked together.
It was
working
kind
together.
of. I thought like they kind of did both of them dirty the whole way. Like they didn't give either of them enough time to kind of get like a proper storyline build up. It felt very like, hey, Rhea's here now, and you're just gonna challenge Asuka. So it was kind of tough because like Bianca,
I think she was kind of inserted. There was something
like
that happened.
3 weeks ago.
I think it was supposed to be Charlotte, and then Charlotte got
Charlotte,
COVID.
that's what it
Yeah,
was.
so I mean that's the thing, right? Like Bianca got her moment, and it was clear what the plan was, and then I'm curious what the plan was for Rhea
before that.
before that.
I think she was Raw after Mania. I think she really was.
I do. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that would have
That's
been cool.
I just don't. That's what concerning me. Like I'm a fucking.
But Rhea, okay, so Rhea,
Like what's Raw after Mania gonna look like?
Rhea
Who's gonna
can't
win?
lose to Charlotte again.
No, I think, but that's her next.
I
feud,
think
though.
Rhea can lose to
Becky?
Becky Lynch, but I don't think Rhea. You cannot
I
have
don't
Rhea
think we're
come
seeing
out.
Becky Lynch for a little while still.
No, I think
she's
she's enjoying
slow playing
teasing us for.
So maybe Rhea goes a couple months as the champion, and then Becky comes back and gives her the business.
Yeah.
So now that we were just briefly talking about the Raw after Mania, it came to my mind about like the Bad Bunny thing. What do you do with Damian Priest?
Nothing.
No, I think that was. I
Please.
think Damian Priest had a great showing in that match. I think
I think
can,
he did, but now what? Because Bad Bunny's gonna go do his tour.
Bye. I think tomorrow.
Where do you
I think the
insert
Raw after Mania is where you see if anything happens. If he's not on Raw after Mania,
I would love to see him versus Dominik Dijakovic for the 45,000th time.
I think
like
maybe
gratitude.
you could see him against The Miz. The Miz is always a great springboard. So him in a one-on-one against The Miz, they built to that. Oh, you beat us, but you had Bad Bunny. I was going to call him Big Bunny.
By the way, Taylor Hall to the Bruins.
Yes.
Just so you know.
Fart noise.
Notification came up.
I think you could do that for a little while, but I think he needs to get inserted. He's on Raw, so in the U.S. title.
something. I don't know. That's a good question, James. Great question.
He's old too, right? He's like in his mid to late 30s.
Damian
Well, yeah,
Priest
that hairline's
is
running
the
away from
Damian
him.
Priest is
Yeah.
the skip button for me every time.
I don't think he's for everybody. That's the thing, right?
His
Like,
entrance is not for me.
No,
that's for sure.
that Archer bullshit.
Go
needs to stop.
back and watch his Punishment Martinez stuff from ROH.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
James isn't gonna do that.
He was a lot better in our
But yeah, and then the final match, I think the whole night was threatening to be a big fart noise, and then Daniel Bryan, Edge, and Roman Reigns came out with so much
Saviors.
unnecessary pyro. WWE's so back.
Is there ever such thing as
No,
unnecessary
that's not.
pyro?
As soon as Edge put his hands up,
Bailey
like,
got
"Oh,
pyro. Bailey literally said, "Hit my pyro,"
Yeah.
and there was pyro everywhere.
Yeah. Oh,
It's the only good thing she did all weekend.
yeah. Fuck. But that was a high pace. They came out and they're like, "Okay, we got to bring up the energy. High pace match. Lots going on." Paul Heyman had little to nothing to do with that match, which is never happened.
Jey Uso got featured as shit.
Yeah.
Jay looked good.
Jay looked
I like
really
his
good.
spots actually.
I think there's a lot of people in the back. By a lot of people in the back, I think Vince is really high on Jay, and I think he likes inserting him. I think he's really high on the whole Roman Reigns.
Jey Uso's a great. Jay and Jimmy are
Table
going to be
thing.
great bump takers for Roman.
He-
He's going to eat a lot of
He may
Roman
Hold the
hits.
tag titles.
and they could hold the tag titles.
Jay and Jimmy are going to be great gatekeepers for Roman.
When you see Jimmy,
You want to wrestle for the champ?
Yeah.
You're gonna get through us first.
the first time you see Jimmy, you find a website and you put a quick future on those two winning the tag titles within a month. Because the second Jimmy shows up,
Oh, yeah.
those are going right back around their ways
Yeah.
in a heartbeat.
Yeah, it was Roman. I felt portrayed himself as there's fans in the crowd now. I'm the fucking man. And
Oh,
there's
he
no-
was. Oh,
And they
the
booed him,
finish
which
was
I
the man.
loved.
yeah.
and he basked in the booze. I think he finally was able to bask in a booze.
Jordan,
It's so nice to see.
go on the finish. Go on the finish.
Where do you want? I love the finish.
Yeah.
I thought there was there's beating guys in the middle of the ring, and then there's what that was, and that was like, I
Never seen that
own
before.
the WWE. Don't forget it. No swerve. Nothing. It was like Roman just re-announcing that he runs the show now, and it was and it was awesome.
He left.
He didn't pin two nobodies.
No, he pinned. Yeah, Edge and Daniel Bryan folded over each other like meat.
When I saw that, it was like Roman has left, no doubt.
Yeah.
that he is the biggest fucking deal in WWE.
That was a collective oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit.
That's like almost like an oh shit to the fans too. Like you pin Daniel Bryan, who's had one of the biggest receptions by fans ever.
Yeah.
Edge shows up, one of the biggest receptions.
Sweetheart
by
comeback.
fans. Yeah, every old school fans' favorite two wrestlers, he piled them on top of each other and said, "Fuck you, I'm pinning them here."
Yeah.
Match over.
Yeah, and I
think the fans respected it. The fans were like,
when the
yes,
match,
sir,
when the match
Mr. Reigns.
started, Matt went, Danny Bryan's gonna take the pin, and then Edge and Roman will keep going.
Yeah.
But now you're like,
No.
you as a fan, but like even if you thought like wrestling was real or whatever, you watch that and go, those two guys can't wrestle Roman anymore. You just fucking embarrassed them.
No,
I
couldn't even tell you what happens on SmackDown.
I would have so much respect if Roman comes out on Friday and goes, talk to me in a month.
Yeah. Or
that would be unreal if he just goes, I'll see you after. I'm what's the point? I'll see him. Oh, that would be unreal.
Kind of like a guy you don't like, or
No, but I think like there's a guy who does that because that's his contract and he's a dickhead, and then there's a guy who gets that it's smart for storyline.
I don't think he's going to. I think he's going to come out, he's going to cut a promo, and somebody's going to walk out.
someone's gonna get squashed Friday.
you need
Because he's always.
Is Ricochet busy? Because that guy loves a good squash.
I think Roman. Yeah, like I don't think Roman is going to go down the route of Brock and just be a monthly guy. I think the company needs him on the camera.
Yeah, he's going full bore now.
I think Roman's best promo, and people will disagree with me, the night after he beat Taker and just stood there in the booze for like 10 minutes and then went, it's my turn now. He needs that kind of promo tomorrow night or Friday night.
Yeah, no, he needs a mean one. Like
Yeah.
he needs a fuck you to the fans.
Just stand there, put his arms up,
Say nothing.
come out with the new theme music, come out, stand there, and then just walk out.
I think even give it back to the fans. Like I've done this, I've
Yeah.
done that, and you still don't appreciate me. Fuck you. Like,
Yeah.
like
I still
Fuck
think
you, Paul. Do the rest.
I still think the all-time quote he could say is like, "You guys only cheered me when I had cancer." I know they could never say that.
they
No,
would
but I
never
think-
say it, but yeah,
but that's
that'd
like
be
the all-time
accurate.
being like, I was a sweetheart to you guys for years, and the only time I got cheered was when I had like a debilitating disease. That's like such a kick
So
in
now
the
I'm
nuts.
the head of this table. I run this place. You're gonna watch me, and you're gonna boo me. I don't even care.
I
Yeah.
think the coolest thing they could do with him, and
Pay the money
and I was
and
just thinking
smile.
about this right now, is for the next year, keep tossing him idols that people love,
And
right?
bury
Like
them.
bring old wrestlers
Cena back in for a minute,
Like bring
drop
guys
them.
back that the fans love, and just like, oh, I want him to beat Roman.
Doesn't he? Okay, but you know what that builds to? Rock and him next Mania.
Love it.
Gotta be.
That has to be it.
If
100,000 people?
That's
If
got
the Rock
it. The
can
Rock
come
will
out,
do it.
the first time they have a SmackDown in front of a crowd, get the Rock's ass in that building, set it up. We'll see in a year. If you have the title in a year, and it's just Roman battling all year to keep that title because he needs.
Yeah.
Does that
The
make
Rock.
Roman? But doesn't that make Roman a face though? Because the fans want to see it. I think you can't do it that
I think
way.
fans want to
They
see
are-
the match, right?
They are
I
not
would love
booing The Rock.
I would love to see the Samoan lineage come
I'm
to a
curious
head at
if
WrestleMania.
Roman
Like
battles all year too. Okay, but Roman. Okay, so then what it has to be is Roman body bags people for a year.
Body bags
It-
or like cheats to win.
Yeah, but then at a certain point, the Rock comes out and goes, "No, I am the head of this table.
Yeah.
You got to take it from me."
I think The Rock has to be back for more than a snippet if that's going to be the case.
No,
though.
I don't think so.
you could bring him back for SummerSlam. I think that's a good spot for The Rock is SummerSlam. He's always done well.
No, he's
there.
going to be the Rumble. I think the Rumble's where you put him.
No, that you're thinking way too far. You got to think SummerSlam now.
But Rock has no. But the reason I'm thinking that far ahead is because The Rock. I know he has Black Adam. I'm just trying to think of his movies. Like he's stuck till summer. Like he has a bunch of big Marvel movies.
He's
on
the Rock. He'll find time.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, the guy doesn't sleep. He just
Yeah.
gets on planes and
Yeah.
he works out in a like.
Did you ever download the Rock Clock? Fuck.
Oh, no, my God. Yeah, I
Clanging
deleted that
back.
the first morning.
So just to
Fucking
end,
4 a.m.
I won't do cheers, chug, and sip. We'll just if you take WrestleMania 37, are you putting it at the lower tier, middle tier, upper tier of WrestleManias of history? For me personally, I'll go first. I think it's a lower tier. I wasn't that impressed. with it.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't for me.
I'm middle tier.
Okay.
I'm middle tier.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say lower. Like the second night, really.
I think there was still enough. It was like the main event of the second night saved it, and there was at least 3 matches on the first one. So 4 out of what was there? 12 matches?
Yeah, 14.
4 out of 12 matches were really, really good.
I think
can't.
this is the
Have you watched some of these bad manias?
yeah the bad.
They're
You guys have
unwatchable.
sadly had to watch many.
But it's you
I've
gotta,
had to.
But you gotta
Chose
think of it
to.
this way. This is the second year they do Mania in 2 nights. they're quickly realizing that it's all about what you book the first night and what you book the second. I feel like there was too much good in the first night, and maybe they just thought they balanced out. There were so many flops in the second night.
Yeah.
All right, so nice little bow on WrestleMania there. So thanks for joining us for our first Bros Bumps and Beers present a Bros Bumps and Beer bonus episode, and we will see you next time. Drink local, support local. Have a good night, everybody.